past couple of years, gamers have become increasingly skeptical when it comes to new video games. We don't know if activists worked on a project and they want to push a particular narrative with the content they're creating, or if they simply are making a game because they are genuinely passionate people and they love this industry. And now a Polygon activist is, of course, desperately trying to hijack GTA 6 to push a woke narrative. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, of course, we are talking about people who are working at dying outlets. They cannot make it at mainstream political sites such as MSNBC, so they have to find another industry to try and take control of and to affect, and video games is just one of the many. Unfortunately, journalism across the board is really not in a good place. People's trust is at an all-time low in journalists. For years now, gamers have tried to get these people to understand why we do not align with a lot of their opinions, and instead of trying to take feedback into consideration and instead of trying to actually show a little bit of respect to their readers, they constantly put up hit pieces on gamers and attack us, whether they're calling us gooners and chuds for praising the latest game that happens to feature an attractive female like Stellar Blade, or on the flip side, they call us sexists and misogynists for not praising games that have strong, hunky women in them, like Abby Smash. But now, of course, GTA 6 is the major game everyone is talking about. We got the announcement for the delay. We have gotten the latest trailer. Lots of people are discussing if this game is going to come out and be good. And there has been some worrying information that we've gotten just a few years ago. Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg had said that Rockstar was going to be toning down some of the humor within GTA 6 and that they were not going to be making as many jokes at the expense of minorities. Of course, take it with a grain of salt, but that is what we heard, along with several other details that have been confirmed at this point, like who the main protagonists are. But now Maddy Myers is desperately trying to hijack GTA 6 in order to push a woke narrative, to say that it is a feminist game. Now, if that's really what you want out of your entertainment, is you want feminism, good for you. I hope that you find a game that you genuinely enjoy, but I definitely don't think that GTA 6 is going to be the game for the woke audience. I think that it could still have toned down humor, but I don't think that it is going to be a woke game entirely, right? I don't think that they could completely get rid of the Grand Theft Auto identity based on what we've seen, though we know how the Saints Row reboot went. That from the get-go we knew was going to be a flop, though. It says, though, you might recall how Polygon was recently hit with a wave of layoffs following its acquisition by Valnet, the same company behind Screen Rant and The Gamer and some of those other clickbait-heavy outlets. While that move signaled a course correction, it was also proof that the rot at Polygon runs pretty damn deep, and clearly so deep that there's more of it festering. Case in point, Maddy Myers, deputy games editor and longtime activist, masquerading as a journalist who continues to use her position to push divisive ideology under the guise of a criticism. In an embarrassing, yet, let's be honest, unsurprising display of ideological projection, Polygon's deputy games editor, Maddy Myers, has taken it upon herself to interpret the GTA 6 trailers not as what they are, marketing for a crime-based open-world video game, no, as a feminist manifesto riddled full with anti-American, anti-police messaging. In her breakdown of the second trailer, Myers doesn't just read between the lines, she scribbles over them, wildly trying to force her own narrative where none exists. Now, this is a major issue that we see with activists like this, is they will create an issue. They don't just find things that could be deemed an issue by some. No, no, no. They will twist a story and twist information in order to fit their narrative. It's been happening. It's going to continue to happen while these lunatics are still a part of the video game industry, and that is exactly what she is doing now. So, constantly dropping the red flags throughout, like capitalizing black but not white, and many other such angles to frame and skew the entire narrative that she attempts to run with here. Her article is titled "The GTA 6 Trailer Makes Rockstar's Changed Politics Very Clear." She claims that background police activity in one scene is proof of Rockstar's systemic racism commentary. She goes on to portray the police as these racist aggressors and positions the entire game as a critique of American law enforcement and gun culture. Now, Grand Theft Auto has always been a satire of America. I don't know if she particularly knows what Grand Theft Auto really is, but I have never really heard anybody say, oh, GTA is certainly a commentary on America that should be taken seriously. Anyway, this is based on, a few blink and you'll miss it shots, hardly the foundation for sweeping socio-political claims she's making, but hey, don't let the truth get in the way of activism. It says, let's be clear, Grand Theft Auto 6 is shaping up to be an incredible action-packed sandbox game in the same chaotic spirit Rockstar is known for. It features crime, satire, violence, and exaggerated characters, but in her eyes, it becomes something else entirely, a vessel to further her long-running ideological agenda under the guise of games journalism. People like her have found a shred of control and they are going to stretch that as far as they possibly can. She feels like she is an authoritative figure in the gaming industry because she happens to work for an outlet named Polygon, and so she feels like, well, I actually have a bit of control in the video game industry, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to demand that companies make changes, and I am going to say that they need to be altering their products, and I am going to say that this is actually the direction the industry should be headed in, when really she doesn't give a fuck about the video game industry. She just cares about having a job and making a few bucks and ultimately being listened to. And according to her, the game's Latina protagonist Lucia isn't just a character, she's a symbol of feminist struggle. She goes so far as to interpret her quote about bad luck landing her in prison as a sincere, sympathy-grabbing social commentary, not character development or narrative flavor. She sounds like the type of person to be sympathetic to someone who burns a Tesla dealership with this kind of rhetoric, but I digress. She contrasts Lucia with Jason, the male lead, and of course goes on to paint him as less sympathetic based entirely on a few out-of-context moments spliced into a 1-minute trailer. This isn't really shocking. She wants to push a narrative at all costs, and clearly that's what she's going to do. Myers isn't analyzing the trailer at all. She's rewriting it in her own image. There's no evidence anywhere in the trailer to itself that GTA 6 is a woke game, and I mean, plenty of people have been saying it most likely will not be. I mean, I don't think that it is going to be a completely woke game at all. Sure, if they do tone down some of the humor, that's going to lead to quite a bit of backlash for them, but that doesn't mean that it is going to be woke overall, right? It says, if anything, Rockstar has been known over the years for satirizing all sides, left, right, and everything in between, but Meyer sees an opportunity to shape the public's perception early to lay the groundwork for a narrative that positions Rockstar as finally evolving into a feminist-friendly studio. So I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of articles like this going forward. I think that there's going to be a lot of debate over GTA 6, lots of people like her saying, oh, this is a new Rockstar, and Rockstar is actually a company for the modern ages. And then there's going to be people like you and me who say, I hope it's just got a good story, fun gameplay, and I hope it's worth the price that we've heard could be up to $100. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.